Hey guys, it's Darlene from Couture. Have another one of our gingerbread projects. Yes, I am up late. So I am going to work on this cute shadow box. We're going to chalk on the fabric that's at the back. We're going to put sugar and spice and everything nice. And then this little gingerbread guy is going to go in the front. We have these fun little cute sparkly balls to go in there. And a few other little things to throw in there if they'll fit, if it's deep enough, and cute little lights. So we're going to do a lot with this guy. So I'm going to flip him over, and this is from Michael's. So I've already pried most of it apart. I just have it together with two of these little things here. I'm going to pull this up. I want to make sure that I know where the top is because I want to make sure that I do it at the right part. So I'm going to keep that up like that. This part removes so that you can take the glass out. And it just fell on the floor. No big deal. Okay, so the glass doesn't have a right or wrong side. It just simply goes in there. Okay, so the glass I can just leave right here, and we are going to get going with this part, making sure this is at the top. I'm gonna move this just for a minute and find a safe place so I don't knock it over and have to buy another piece. I actually did have to do that last year. All right, now when this is in there, there is a little bit of a lip, so I want to make sure that I don't put it up too high, and I'm kind of going to center it here. So I think about like that. I'm going to peel this off the backer sheet, and I have my ink already over there. So it's going to go down, probably about right there is good. That way there's plenty of space there. And this little guy is going to fit on the glass up front. Okay, so I want to make sure that this is down really good. I do not want to have any of my ink go underneath. So I am going to use my squeegee and get this securely down onto my fabric. And then I am going to take my blue painter's tape. I'm going to tape around it. This is way too close to the edge for me. I do not want to get any of the ink on there. So I can be messy sometimes. So just as a safeguard, I'm going to put that right down there. It's going to hold that down. I'm going to put some at the top too to just help hold it in place so that it doesn't move. Okay, so that should be good. That should keep everything nice and flat. And then I'm going to look at my colors. So the colors that I'm going to use are my red and my green. Those are the two colors that I'm going to use. So I'm going to do sugar is going to be red, green, red, and let's see. Okay, red, green, red, and then green, red, green. Okay, so I'm going to alternate. All right, you want to be careful with this. Our red, our red can be more runny, kind of like the black. So you want to be careful. You're not going to work it. You just want to spread it and kind of scrape at the same time. And I might have got some down onto the and below where it's supposed to be green. I might have done that. Okay, being careful of the edge, and you want to scrape it, but you don't want to scrape too much, and your ink is not going to dry as quickly, so you have more time to work with it. So just be careful as you're doing it, but don't overwork your areas. You don't want to go over it again and again, because that's when it can start going underneath. You get just a little bit more. All right, so we're getting there. It's been a long day. I have done a lot of projects. It's been a lot of fun. I have a lot more lined up for tomorrow. And then on Monday, I'm going to do an auction. I'm going to auction off all these little cuties. And all of that money is going to go to Watts of Love. It's going to buy solar lights for families that do not have electricity in places such as Africa or the Philippines, or areas where there are natural disasters. So they help people throughout the world. They help people to help themselves. So they teach these people that if they are not spending money on kerosene, which a lot of them light their homes at night with kerosene or batteries, if they are not spending money on that, because now they have a solar light, they can spend money on a chicken, a goat, a cow, education. They can better themselves. And that is the whole reason that they don't just go in there and hand them solar lights. They actually teach them. They want them to learn, and they want to empower them. Okay, so I am going to carefully remove this. And that's going into the trash. We are not going to reuse our blue painter's tape. I want to make sure that I got all the way up there. I think I missed the top of my S. Just going to dab that in there. Okay, so I'm going to peel this back and I'm going to carefully look at it. Make sure I got everything. We have a little oopsie on our end. No big deal. You know what? We're not going to worry about that. And this right here, it is actually that way. So these letters are kind of filled in like that. So I'm not going to worry about that. I will go back and I will paint it. I will actually be able to paint that. So don't stress. We're going to dry this and then we're going to heat set it, and then I will fix that later. And I'll show you how I'll get some paint and we can fix that. Okay, so let me just touch this up. I'm going to grab my stylus, and the area that I want to touch up is right here. So I'm going to see if there's a little bit of my ink right there. Okay, I am going to dry it one more time, and then we will heat set it, and I will fix that. Don't worry, we'll fix that. set this, you want to use parchment paper with it. You don't ever want to put your heat press down onto the ink. You always want to have your parchment paper in between. So we have our heat press set at 305, and we're going to do this in 2 sections. We're going to do this side and then we'll do that side, and we're just going to heat set it for 30 seconds. So the timer counts down, and if you do not have a heat press, you're just going to use an iron. An iron, you would go for 4 minutes, and so you would just go in like a path, a circular motion for 4 minutes and set it to whatever the fabric is. I think this is a cotton. So we're going to grab some paint and I'm going to touch that up. No big deal. We can fix that. We can use our stylus and we can actually get that fixed up. Don't sweat the small stuff. And right now I'm exhausted and it seems like all of it is small stuff. So don't sweat the small stuff, guys. Life is too short. Okay. All right, let me check it. Okay, and looks like it's okay. Let me grab some paint and we're going to touch that up. Okay, so what we're going to do is, this is actually white and this is not white, but we're not going to worry about it. So I'm going to just open the cap, and inside the cap is going to be some paint right there. And so I'm going to take the end of my stylus and I am going to simply paint this. We are just going to do our little A. And we're gonna fix this right up, and no one's even gonna know, because it's gonna look like an A and it's gonna be inside of the box, so no one is even gonna know unless they watch this video, and then they'll know that we were pretty smart about this. So I'm gonna touch up all of this so that it all matches. We're just painting basically. So I'm just dipping it in there. And I'm painting with the stylus, just carefully. No big deal. And I don't have to heat set this. This is paint, so it's just gonna dry. And it'll dry pretty quickly. We can dry it with our heat gun if we want to. But just like that, we have our end. So never worry, you can always fix it. These letters, they don't have a center on them. They're supposed to be that way. If you didn't like it, then you could draw your little centers in if you wanted to. I'm not going to. It's supposed to be like that. That's how the font is. All right. So I think that I need to dry that out just a little bit so that I don't accidentally touch it. Okay. All right. Looks good. I think it's dry. Yeah. Okay. It's dry. It is fine. We're going to set that to the side, and then we're going to, and remember, this is at the top. All right. Perfect. We're going to work on the glass. So the glass part is going to have our little gingerbread guy on it. So we are going to put this down here, and we may as well go ahead and put this under it, because we are going to heat set this. Yes, we are. We are going to heat set this. We could do it in the oven, but I'm not. I'm going to do it with my heat press. Okay, we want to make sure that this is over enough so it'll show, and that he's up enough so that he'll show. And we also want to make sure that it is going to, that the words are still going to show. So there's a lot to kind of think about. So about right there. So we can go ahead and peel this off and put this onto our glass. Now remember with this that it is going to stick a lot. So I am actually going to grab my fuzzing cloth and we are going to fuzz this a couple of times because it is definitely going to stick. All right. So, and I got a hair on me. It's definitely going to stick to the glass, which is good, but we also want it to release off the glass. So I'm trying to get this even on here. Oop. And it went together. Gently pull it. Okay, so I want to make sure that it's even at the bottom, and I want to make sure that it's low enough so it's not going to go up over the letters. It needs to go down just a hair, just a little bit, like right there, and maybe over just a touch, because we do want him to this side. We don't want him in the middle. He's going to be to the side, and then all this cute little stuff behind him is going to show. All right, so have my corners folded under so I can peel that up easily. Alrighty. Okay, these are close to the edge. I actually don't need an entire piece of this. I can just put a couple of pieces that are just protecting right there so I don't go off the edge where his little hand is. Okay, I'm gonna take my mixture. This is the same mixture I've been using all day. Okay, my bowl's getting messy. I'm getting to the end of this. Good. I want to keep doing projects until I've used all this up because I don't want any of it to go to waste. So I actually have 2 towels that I'm going to do probably before I go to sleep because I want to make sure that I don't have to put that into a container. So I'm going to go ahead and spread this on my silk screen transfer, getting it down onto the glass underneath. And I can see that there's some air bubbles. It's kind of weird with glass how that works. Even though we thought we had all of the air bubbles out, I can see that there's air bubbles underneath. Well, you know, that's all we can do is just try to get those out and squeegee off all the excess. And then we're going to pull our transfer. And it looks like there are going to be some little areas. It is what it is. Not going to stress over it. Yeah, it's just, there's just a couple of areas there. It's okay though. Not gonna worry. We're gonna go ahead and pull our transfer. So you want your blue painter's tape off. Gonna pull our transfer carefully. Okay, got some cleanup at the bottom where it came out. No problem, that's easy. We're gonna get that off of there before we heat set it. You do not want to heat set it with that on there. Okay, so I have my little Q-tips here, These are my little pointed Q-tips. That's all I'm going to use to just clean up that area. Oh, and I got my registration mark. How about that? Did not get that off. Okay, this is really easy. Okay, just like that. Gonna get another one and clean it up just a little bit more. And then I'm gonna get that registration mark out of there. That shouldn't have been there. Okay, so that is gone. I'm gonna move this part. We are gonna dry this and we're gonna heat set in between our layers. So just keep your heat gun moving. You don't want to have it in one place for too long. Alrighty. Let me see if it's dry. It is still pretty tacky. Let me dry it a little bit more. I think we are ready to heat set this with the heat press. So we're gonna try it. I hope it works. I'm gonna put my parchment paper there. I have my heat press, and let's get it back up to temperature. All right, it's almost there. So it had turned off. No big deal. It'll just take a moment to do that. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna scrape this onto here. I may end up just putting plastic wrap over that. It looks like chocolate pudding, huh? You wouldn't want to try it. It would not taste very good. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna heat set this, and let's hope it doesn't break. I don't know what's gonna happen. Okay. So I've never done this before. If it shatters, that could be a problem. I'm not pushing on it, so we'll see how it turns out. Usually you would put this in the oven and you would bake it. Okay, so let me see how it is. All right. It's hot because it's glass, so, ooh, yeah, it's hot. It's like it came out of the oven. So maybe I can cool it down with just the air. Okay, I just don't want to put my transfer down onto something that's hot, so I'm going to let it cool for a minute. No problem. It is very hot because it, the glass, it just heats up. So we're just waiting. We're just going to be patient. Like I say, I have not done this before, and it's pretty sticky. I actually think it needs to be done again. So let's do it one more time. And so this is just a test. I've never done this before. I would suggest, you know, walking away for a little while, because you're getting it up to temperature to 300 degrees really quickly. So I don't think that we need to sit here and wait for it. We need to be doing something else. But what are we going to do? So, okay. All right. So what we can do is we can lift it up and let the air get underneath of it. And I think that this is going to be fine as soon as it cools. I think it's going to be fine. You know what's weird? It just flexed. That is pretty crazy. I have never seen glass. It's probably from heating it that it's flexing. That is pretty crazy. All right, well, this is a test. We'll see if it works. It's still really hot. So what we could do is we could clean our transfer. I could show you how to clean our transfers. I'll set this to the side and we'll just let it cool right there. Okay, so when you have your transfers and if you want to use them again right away, let me show you how you would clean them. So not everybody knows. So we may as well just go ahead and do this, and this will be less we have to clean up later, right? So let's go ahead and get these guys cleaned up. This is my water bath that I just have on my table right here. And then I have a sink behind me too, because I brought everything out into my main room today so that I could have a big area to work on stuff. So I'm taking my Clorox wipe, gonna wipe, get off all of this ink off of the front, and it's gonna slide around on me. No worries about that. So I'm gonna clean the front first, and then I'm gonna take my paper towel, I'm gonna pat that, and then I'm gonna lift this up and we're gonna clean underneath of it and flip it over. Okay, so I'm gonna clean underneath, flip it over. Got a little bit over here, so I'm gonna clean that. Then we're gonna wipe the back. So the ink can be pretty messy at times. So we're just going to get everything off of the back. So while that's cooling, this is good, we're gonna clean, and I'm gonna teach you how to clean. You wanna make sure you get all of this off, because if it's not off of the screen, then it can clog the screen, and then next time you go to use it, your ink or your chalk paste is not gonna go through the screen. So, and this will stain. You can see that the inks stain a little bit. You can take your board eraser if you want to, and you can get all of that stuff off of there. But it does not affect the way that it works. So don't ever worry. If it has stains, it still works the same. Okay. All right, we're getting there. Okay, so you can fast forward through this part. No problem. I'm gonna grab my backer sheet, and the way to put this on here is you can just, I'm getting the hair off of there, hold it over the top of it, line it up, and basically drop it down on it. Okay, just like that. Do the same with this side. All right, perfect. So those are ready to go. So those are ready for tomorrow. I have lots more gingerbread things going on, and let's see if it's cool enough. Okay, it's getting there. It's still a little hot. I tell you. The back side of it is hot. So that's pretty crazy. It retains the heat a lot. So I want to be able to put this on there. So I'm putting my hand on it. Your hand will take off some of the heat. It's not too hot to touch now. Before it was. So I'm just getting some of that heat into my palm. I don't want to put my transfer on there until it's cooled down enough because it will ruin the sticky. We will not be happy about that. So we're almost there. It's almost cool enough. And we're going to fuzz that transfer. So we have 2 more to do. So we need to do our cheeks and we need to do all of our little, the white part on our face, on our arms and the feet, and do the eyes. So we're going to have to go through this process one more time. So we're going to fuzz this several times, and then we're going to put this on here. I do not want to do the center part. I am going to, actually, let's do that before. We're going to put some blue painter's tape on there and just block off that center so that we don't get any ink on there. All right, just like that, just like that. Perfect. Okay, now we can put it on there. So we fuzzed it several times, and now we are ready to put our little guy together here. Trying to get it just right so that we don't want it to peel up. I'm going to fuzz it a couple more times. It is still super sticky. Okay, so I don't want it to be peeling up any of the ink. That would make me sad. All right. We are gonna go like that and then go up just a little bit. Gonna make sure that we are not too high on this. You can use your registration marks if you feel better about that. Okay. We're almost there. Okay, we are going to grab our little multi-tool here. We're going to get his face done. And do his eyes and his little mouth. So his eyes are in black. And his mouth is in red. And then we're going to do all the little frosting area. So I'm just going to grab a little mini, dip it into my white chalk paste, or chalk, I am tired, into my ink. Okay. And going to get all of my little white ink area done. Okay, and then I'm going to peel back my transfer, and we'll dry this, and then we'll heat set this, and then we will be ready to do the final steps. So I'm just going to gently pull this back. Okay. All right, going to put this into my water bath. I do have a little oopsie there. I don't know if I can clean it up. Put that in my water bath. We'll probably end up cleaning that in just a minute here. Let me see if I can clean that up with a Q-tip. Okay, got a little bit of it. All right, so now I'm going to dry this and then we will heat set it. set this again. And I'm just looking at this. Oops. All right. Need to just fix that little area there. Right there. Okay. All right. I'm just going to lay this down and we are going to heat set right on top of that. We're going to do our 30 seconds twice. So normally you would put this into your oven and you would bake it at 350, and you would put it into a cold oven, and then you would turn on your oven and you would let it bake for an hour. And there's like a little oopsie there. I do not know what that is. I don't know if I dare touch that. I think it might have come off of the thing. So no worries. We're gonna get that little thing out of there and we're gonna put some of the gingerbread color on there. No worries, don't worry about that. It's going to be fine. Okay, so we're gonna do it one more time. So we're doing this 2 times for 30 seconds. And this is on 305. So if you do not have a heat press, don't do this with your iron. You need to put this into the oven and you need to bake it. So you could dry it with your heat gun in between layers, and then you could just do your layers and then put it in the oven and bake it for an hour, and then turn off your oven and let it cool for a couple hours, and then you can remove it. So we are almost there. And then we got to let it cool, and then we can do its little cheekies. Little cheekies. So at least this lets us get our transfer done. So I'm going to set this over here. We're going to put some air under it. We're going to hold it up so that there's air that can go under it. We're going to clean our transfer that we just used. So we'll have all of these guys cleaned. I will not have to stay up and clean them. So that will be nice. I'm gonna grab my little Clorox wipe. I'm gonna wipe, get all of that ink off of there. All right, I'm gonna grab the paper towel. And you can see the black does stain. And I have used the board erasers on these before and it takes it right off. So don't stress over that. It doesn't ruin it. Okay, so then you're just going to gently dry, and you're going to flip until it is all dry and ready to go back onto your backer sheet. Okay, so it just takes a couple of times, just gently on the side that has the sticky. Okay, and then it's ready. So I'm gonna grab my backer sheet, which is where is my backer sheet? Who knows? Who has my backer sheet? I think it is right here. Okay. All right, so here we go. All right, so let's see if this is getting cooled enough. It's still fairly hot. Let's just get some air on it from our heat gun, but we're putting just air. So Okay. All right, so that has it all cooled down. It's a little bit hot over on this side. All right. I do not want my transfer to be on here if it's too hot, because it will stick and it will not be good. And I have a little area down here that I kind of want to touch up, that's where the white is. So I think I'm going to end up doing that. It's getting cool. So just going to rub it with my hand. It's going to take out some of the heat. Okay, let me just put the air on it one more time. So this is just air. This is not heat. Okay, we're good to go. So we're going to do the cheeks, and then we're going to do a couple of little hearts going down. I think we're going to do 3. We'll see how many we can do. I'm going to fuzz the cheeks. I'm going to make sure that it doesn't stick and peel off part of the face, because that would be sad. It's got a little something right there. Not sure what that is. I'm not going to pick at it because it's going to end up coming all the way off, and that will make me sad. So, just trying to figure out where his face is, where his little mouth is. Okay, now this is going to be tricky to do this. I am going to, okay, I'm going to do it a little bit different. I'm going to fuzz it. I'm fuzzing it on my towel over here. Okay, so I'm going to do a heart, and then I'm going to go down, down, but I'm going to have to kind of hold it up. So I'm hoping that you can see. Maybe if I do it like this, then you'll be able to see. So we'll figure it out. All right, I'm gonna take my little multi-tool and do the cheeks. Let's get that done first. Gonna peel that off, and we are gonna be done with that. Gonna peel it gently. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, it's going into my water bath. We're getting there, guys. Sorry, long project. Woo! I'm like, why is it moving? Well, you know, if you press your belly against it, it's going to move, right? Okay, I'm going to touch up. There's just like this little part on his head that I don't know what that is. I'm just touching it up. Okay. All right, so now what I need to do is, it's gonna have, I think we need to do it like this, so that I want to make sure that I don't put my hand down in it. I need to fuzz that some more. It is super duper sticky. I promise. It is like really sticky. So I want to put 3 hearts down the center. And I'm gonna have to kind of hold it up. So our red's kind of runny. Okay, there's one. Gently, gently. Okay, gonna set that right there. And then I got to line it up. It's actually working. It's kind of hard for you to see, I'm sure. I'm pulling it up, and then I just need one more. Hoping I can line this one up. Line the last one up. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna peel that up. Pretty good. All right. This is going to go into my water bath. Okay, I'm going to fix, there's a little area here that is bugging me, where the white is. So I'm going to dip my stylus in here and I'm just gonna touch that up because it's just bugging me. Okay, perfect. All right, guys, need to dry this and then I can heat set it one more time. And then we are done with that part. And then we can assemble our little cutie. Okay, we are ready to heat set this again. So, parchment paper. Ugh, parchment paper stay. Good boy. Gonna set my timer. Now we're gonna have to let this cool. So while this is cooling, I can clean up my mess and I can show you what you need to do when you close your ink and all of that. So we're gonna heat set this twice. I'm gonna lift it up and I'm gonna take a look at it and we'll see. So if you want to know more about Jacques Couture and how it all works, if you want to know about ordering or becoming a designer, just put info below and I will get you that information. Okay, let's take a peek at it. Okay, it's looking good, but as we did before, I think that we need to do it one more time, just to be sure, and then we'll let it cool, and then we can assemble it, and it's going to be super cute. I promise, it is. It's going to be cute. And then it's going to be bedtime because it is midnight right now and I am tired. It's time for me to go to bed and rest my little head. So, usually I'm not up this late doing this stuff. All right. Very good. Okay. So, I think that as soon as it cools, it's going to be done. I actually kind of want to do it one more time for good luck. Let's just do it one more time and then it's going to be done. So if I feel like tomorrow that it does not feel right, I will heat set it in the oven. I'll let you guys know. But the true test, I think, is to let it sit overnight and it will harden up. Right now it's going to be hot and it's going to be hard for me to tell, but I'm going to go ahead and get it assembled as soon as it cools. All right, so we're going to turn this off and unplug it so I can get past it. We're going to take this off and we're going to let this cool. And we're going to clean up our mess, and that is very hot. And it is flexing because it is hot. So I'm setting it to the side. We're going to clean up all of our stuff and get all of our little ink things cleaned up. Do all of the stuff that we need to while that's cooling. These guys here, they can go into my water bath and I can wash them. I generally will take this to the sink when it's all done. My 2 transfers that we just used, I can get my Clark's wipe and we can wipe those. So we can get this all cleaned up while we're waiting for that to cool, because we can't assemble it until after. I think those little ball things, the sparklies, I think they're styrofoam, and I believe they would start melting, and we do not want that. We do not want them to melt. So we're going to let that cool. So you can just fast forward through all of this if you already know how to clean your transfers. I won't feel bad. No big deal. Just wanted to get this little project done tonight and then get to bed and get up in the morning and do some more gingerbread, guys, because I have lots more to do. Lots more fun projects. Okay, I'm going to gently just wipe both sides. I want to be able to put this back onto my backer sheet. So you could do this if you are at a make and take or at a friend's house and you want to be able to put your stuff away. You can just gently wipe the side that has the adhesive until it's sticky and ready to go back on your backer sheet. Okay. Alrighty, those are done. Those are ready for tomorrow. I have a couple of things here. Let me get, I have some backer sheets over here that are drying. I'm going to put this back on. I'll be right back. All right, I have all of my backer sheets back on all of my transfers that we've used in the past couple hours, and I am going to clean this mess up. So, honestly, do not know what to do with all of this. I think I'm going to grab a piece of cellophane and just cover it up because I think that will probably be best. I'm going to put these into my water bath and I will get them cleaned in the sink because they are quite messy. Messy. But what you're going to do is you're going to wipe the lid area of this. You do not want to put the lid on when it's got all that goo on it. That would not be good. And this, what a mess. Messy. I had my first ink today that I opened up that had not been sealed properly and was rock hard. I had never seen that happen with ink before. So it can happen. We don't think that it will because we think that it is more liquidy, but it can happen. And it did happen. So I probably had not used that jar of ink for 5 or 6 months. And so it had sat kind of, the ridge of it was not closed all the way. So that is why it did that. So I'm just cleaning up my mess while that's cooling. I'm gonna take paper towel, and generally I would have wet paper towels from cleaning my transfers. I'm just going to spray it with my little spray bottle. Okay, so I always wipe the rim. Make sure that the rim is clean before you put on your lid. So you can use your paper towel on a couple of these guys. This white one's really gooey. So I think we'll throw this away after that. Gonna get another paper towel. Gonna wipe this. Wipe. Get it all wet. Wipe. Yes, I'm tired. Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious. Okay. So, gonna get another one. I go through paper towels like crazy. It's okay. Paper towels are cheap. But we want to make sure that we protect our ink and protect our chalk paste. And if you put the lid on and there's gunk on there, it is not going to be a good thing. So always clean it first. Okay, then you can look at your lids. You know what color they go to. there's generally going to be a little bit of ink on the other side because at some point they will have gotten tipped, and that black still has stuff on the side. So I'm going to clean it a little bit more. All right. And I'm searching for lids. And my glass is it is cooled down. We're going to assemble our cute little shadow box as soon as I get my lids on here. Just want to make sure I get this all cleaned up for the night. Then I'm going to head to bed shortly. It's been a long day of making stuff. Gonna grab a piece of cellophane and put on that. All right, I'm ready to put my cute little guy together. He's all cooled. And let me feel him. He does feel like he's heat set, so that did work. So I am not gonna put this into the oven. This is gonna be just fine. Going to grab all of my pieces. So remember which piece goes first. The glass goes first. All right, so I'm gonna gently tip this over and get my little guy in there. I'm gonna make sure that it goes down. Perfect. All right. This is the spacer piece that goes in here. So nothing can be taller than this. So if these guys are taller than that, then it's not gonna work. So I think these are gonna be okay. Just gonna spread them out. I don't know if all of these will fit in here. We may end up just using part of them. So I'm gonna sprinkle some of them out. Interesting little piece in there. I'm gonna toss that. Okay, so it's always hard to know until you get the back on it and see how it's gonna be. It really is difficult. Okay, because we want to be able to see the words. And remember, we have these cute lights. So the lights are going to go in here, and the cord is going to kind of be out the side. So hopefully we can get these lights to fit in here and look cute, and have the cord sticking out. So what I usually do is I Velcro this to the back. So let's see if this is gonna work. Put your little back on here, and what we can do is we can flip it over before we have everything done up and see how it looks. See if it's gonna look okay. I don't like all those. I do not like the light showing like that. I'm gonna take the lights out. So I think the cords don't look good. So I think this would be better on a dark background. We're gonna skip the lights. If I have one that has a black background, that would be better. So we're gonna save those for another project. And I think I can put just a little bit more in there. And then that will be good. All right, because you don't want it to be all the way full. And you kind of want to make sure that there's some red, there's some white, there's some red, there's some white. So it's not all red together or all white together. And it's going to jumble around. When you take this to a craft show, it is going to move around on you. This is going to be up for auction on my Monday when I do my little auction for Watts of Love. I'm going to do that in the late afternoon. Not sure what time. There we go. Okay. It was, I'm just tired. That's all. It's just me. Okay. All right. So let's flip it over and see what we got. Look how cute this is. Okay. It's weird because I see something right here on this star and I need to fix that, I think. Let me see. It's like a weird, sorry guys. It's like a weird gold thing there on that. I'm going to open it up because that's going to bug me. It's a piece of glitter that is stuck to the front of that star. So I'm going to open it up. I'm going to take that and, oh, now it's actually on the glass. Okay. I thought it was stuck on the little star. So that's how easy it is to open this up. You can add more. You can do whatever you want to do. If I had lights that had a white cord, that would be super cute. That would work. But for me, it doesn't work to have the green cord. It doesn't blend with it. All right. Okay. Get this little guy down there. So sometimes you have to open it up to move it around or just cap it. See how it kind of, that little, that one little ball there is stuck. It's like I'm playing pinball. Okay. All right, there we go. All right, guys. So that is our cute little gingerbread shadow box. Sugar and spice and everything nice. And look at the end. You can't even tell that I did that with a stylus, can you? Don't tell anybody. All right, guys. This has been a fun project. I really liked it. I hope you liked it too. And it showed us that, yes, you can heat set that. You just have to let it cool in between. No big deal. We did other stuff. So this was really long. Sorry about that. But you got to see how we do this and how fun that is. And you could put, it would be really cute with a snowman. And you could do blue and white. So, all right, guys, I am going to end this and I will see you all tomorrow.